Hello my friends. In this video I will answer the question I've got about the master plans, about the psychedelics, and whether they are helpful for the spiritual path or they are actually bad for the spiritual path. As you may know about me and my own experience, I've been a yogi, real yogi, for 20 years or maybe even a bit more. However, during the last maybe 10 or 15 years, I've also been working with master plants. Here in South America, I had different experiences and learning with plants like San Pedro, cactus, or ayahuasca, jungle plant, and also other jungle plants. And I've also been guiding retreats, shamanic retreats, which I continue doing, where I am the shaman and I give ayahuasca, I give San Pedro, and I guide the experience. So to tell you how I see this shamanism and master plants and whether they are good or not. First of all, there is no easy answer, good or not. What I can say is shamanism and these plants are dangerous. They are not a toy to be played with. They are like a fire. You can use fire for good, but you can use the fire to also burn your house. So you have to be careful with those shamanic master plants and these shamanic practices. However, in my experience, they definitely can help in spiritual evolution by making you experience different things that even myself, with my meditations and my yogas and my breathing pranayamas, I have built a good base, I could say, with these yogic practices. But with shamanic master plants, they brought me other experiences and brought me to other dimensions and other wisdom, which has definitely impacted my life, and the way I see it, it has definitely impacted in a positive way. These plants have given me, and what I mean, these plants, basically ayahuasca, San Pedro, and other jungle plants which I have dieted in my shamanic path, that change your consciousness and have also strong effects on your body, and also can be, they can work different things. They can be to heal your physical issues such as rheumatism, arthritis, which I had myself and which I have healed, but also they affect your consciousness levels and it gives you spiritual experience. And in these spiritual experiences, I've got to know myself better. Yes, oh yes, I have got to know and remember myself beyond the human being, making me see myself and remember myself in evolution, what I have been in my other, let's say, incarnations, not as a human being as well, which I hadn't even had with meditation, these experiences. A lot could be spoken about experiences one has with these master plants, but from my experience, I can say that they have helped to make me deeper, more wise, more experienced, more understanding. Now, I've got asked an interesting question. A question whether using these psychedelic substances or makes you have a high or consciousness high right now, but therefore in the long run, in the future, it limits the potential of your consciousness levels. Basically, now you get a high, you become more conscious, but you sacrifice your future, because in the future you will not be able to rise in your consciousness because you have used it with those master plants. And I wouldn't agree with this. It definitely is not in my experience. I have been taking these master plants for many years, and I don't see that they have impacted my consciousness in a negative way, in any way. So from my own personal experience, I can firmly say that it's not. It's not the case. And in my experience, I would say the opposite, that these master plans have made me more conscious and made me more conscious in different ways than the yoga or meditation. And therefore, I have used and I still use these different practices such as yoga, meditation, and also master plans to help me in my spiritual path. One important thing I would like to say, very important thing I would like to say, is that I see the yogic practices and the meditation as the basic work that you have to do if you want to have a better life. And shamanic practices, when you drink a certain master plant, you will have your consciousness heighten and rise up, and you will have different experiences and understandings, but after that you will go down again to the same ground as before, maybe a little bit higher because you will have more understanding, more experience, but you will go down again. And next time you will drink the plants, you will also go down, you will have an experience, and then you will also go down, you will go back to the same experience, maybe a slightly higher. However, with continuous yogic practices, it is a continuous way upward, continuous growth in your consciousness. And therefore, maybe many people would go for master plans as an easy, quick thing, and definitely it is quick. I don't know how easy it is because it can be pretty intense, such as ayahuasca experiences, they can also be pretty intense, but it is definitely a quick thing. However, for real spiritual practice, I think it is always important to not just have master plant or psychedelic experiences, but also do other spiritual work such as meditation and breathing to help you grow in that. Part of the question is also saying that supposedly spiritual path doesn't depend on external support, on external like master plans. I agree that the highest path is through your own self, through your own faculties, through your own meditation, your breathing, your yoga. However, these master plans have helped me a lot, and it is honest of my side to appreciate that and recognize and appreciate the fact that these master plans have made me more conscious, myself, more conscious, more spiritual, more understanding, more loving. And if it had made me more spiritual, if it had made me better in the end, then I see that these practices have made me more spiritual. Maybe an interesting thing to share with you that I remember, that I have seen myself as a shaman. I have been also with other shamans I have seen. So I have seen other shamans who would see their participants in these ayahuasca retreats. They would do yoga asanas. And these shamans, or this shaman that I remember, he would say that these yoga practices are no good. They are dangerous. You will destroy your mind. You will destroy your body doing these practices. They are not good. You should only drink master plants. How's about that? A shaman who has never done any type of yoga has a very strong idea that yoga is not good, which reminds me about many yogis or people who consider themselves yogis who have never had an experience with master plans. However, they can say very firmly that this is bad, this is not spiritual, and this is bad. So we are talking about most of those people. They didn't have an experience, but they are ready to criticize. Whether psychedelic plants affect in a negative way harms your aura, like your energy body around you. Definitely these plants affect your energy body, your mental body, your emotional body. However, to say that it affects in a negative way would be too general thing to say, because there are also many different substances and master plants. I can talk about ayahuasca, San Pedro, other jungle plants, and they hadn't they are not doing negative things to your aura, right? However, I have heard about other substances, more chemically made drugs, strong, hardcore drugs, and using those, I guess most of us we will agree that it affects the energetic pathways and the aura, energetic body in very negative ways. The chemical stuff, and maybe I cannot talk about other master plants which I hadn't taken, but I can only speak from my experience of what I know about the Amazonian shamanic path. So this is what I wanted to say in regards to the question I have got. Thank you, Augustinas, for the question. And to end, I will mention that yes, I do organize these retreats, and you can come and visit me and stay with me for 2 weeks. We will stay in the jungle, virgin jungle, in the nature, and we will be taking different master plants such as ayahuasca 3 times, usually San Pedro 1 time, cacao 1 time, tobacco, intense purgatory experience, and at the same time we do other things while living there in the jungle, and these are very unique, very special experiences for all of us, for the participants whom I have had in my numerous a number of retreats that I have had in the past, and also was always special for me to 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 have these retreats and be a part of them. Therefore, if you want more information about the shamanic jungle retreats, go to my website dolamamantas.com, and there you will find more information. All of the best to you, my friends. See you in the next video.